So the 6-week program basically is a combination of lifestyle, naturopathic care, nutrition, and exercise. And what we're basically trying to do is improve people's health over the course of 6 weeks. So there are a lot of programs out there that focus on metabolism and weight loss, and you get that with this program, but what I really want is to really affect a medical change in people and have people really improve their health and their health outcomes.
I guess I'd start off by saying I was very skeptical at first. I'd never done anything like this. I've been a couch potato for, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but probably 40-some years, eating nothing but junk food, and never really went in for any kind of program like this. But it was time for us to start looking at healthier lifestyle now that we're retired and living here.
And 3 years ago, I enrolled in 6 weeks for healthier living because I decided it was time to take charge of my life and do something about my weight.
We read a little bit about it, and at the same time we talked to a neighbor who had gone through the program and told us some pretty astounding things that had happened for him as a result of the program. So we went to the introductory meeting. We heard a few more people tell similar stories, so much so that, well, the first story of our neighbor seemed to be something like, well, maybe it was the one magic thing for him. We concluded that, no, this seems to have some merit.
So what we can see throughout the process is that we, by improving people's pain and their level of inflammation, we see a lot of people who no longer require medication for pain, joint pain, osteoarthritis, run-of-the-mill back pain, those kind of things. We also see people stabilize their blood sugar. I've had patients who we've been able to pull off of blood sugar regulating medications over the course of 6 weeks or sometimes a little bit longer going outside of the program. We've had people whose blood pressure self-regulates within a matter of a few weeks of making the right dietary choices. So we've seen a lot of changes not only in health outcomes, but measurable items that we're seeing as people go on and treat their medical conditions.
So before the program, I was on a lot of different drugs. I was on drugs for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, arthritis, and took the program, and within 10 days I found my arthritis was gone, the pain was gone. For the first time in over 30 years I was pain-free, and I was amazed.
I just kind of live just a better lifestyle now, and I do not have the stiffness that I had. I noticed by being on Dr. Amy's 6 weeks program of eating properly, losing weight, exercising, that my joints did not ache and were not as stiff as they were before I joined the program.
And I got to tell you, the expectations I had were far exceeded, and in addition to feeling a lot better, as a secondary benefit, I lost a bunch of weight.
We had some pretty positive results, if not incredible results, for both my wife and I. We did accomplish our weight loss goals. I lost over 30 pounds, my wife over 20, which we wanted to do. But we also had some other health benefits. My blood pressure had been on the rise. Not only did it stop rising, it went down to very manageable levels. My wife had just recently had her blood work done and had a cholesterol level over 300. The doctor understandably wanted to put her on medication. She wanted to try to address it with diet. As a result of the change in diet, her cholesterol is normal. It's down below 200.
Basically, over the course of the 6 weeks, what we're trying to do is teach people how to really have a clean diet, or a diet that's basically the best way to fuel your body. And to do this, we're talking about 4 basic components. We want you to be on a hypoallergenic diet, a diet low in food intolerances. We want you to be on a diet that is low on the inflammatory scale, so that you're not introducing any inflammation into your system. We want a diet that keeps your blood sugar very steady, and this is how we're going to get weight loss and improvement in metabolism, also decrease inflammation and a lot of health effects. And we want to help to detoxify the liver. So when we detoxify the liver, we're basically helping the body to catch up to all those toxins that it has to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
The part that I actually liked the most about the entire process was the educational lectures that we had. I'm not one to do something without understanding why, and Dr. Amy was very good about saying, you should eat this, you should do this, but here's why. A good example is my Diet Cokes have aspartame in them, and that's a artificial sugar sweetener. And so after going through this, I understood what that actually does and how it actually triggers certain responses in my body that cause me to maybe even eat more.
One of the best parts of the program that I really liked was coming every week and listening to Dr. Amy speak about nutrition and all of how what you eat has so much effect on what you're doing and how you feel. And it was just a fun program. We were in the program with a lot of good people. We had good support, and I would highly recommend it.
The change in lifestyle for me was easy to incorporate, and I realized what I had been doing wrong, the foods that I shouldn't be eating, when in fact, when I switched to the foods that I should be eating, I gained a whole new taste experience. It was a renaissance for me because I enjoyed much more the foods that I should be eating.
So Dr. Amy's helped me with figuring out what I really can and can't eat and what I should avoid. So that's been very helpful for me.
In addition to all that, I'm off the CPAP as well, and I lost 60 pounds.
Yes, you do.
With all that said, with all those positive things, whenever I'm asked about the program, those aren't the things that come to mind first. The things that come to mind first are how we feel, our energy level, just the overall healthy feeling that we have. We wake up in the morning, we're pretty much ready to go. We have good energy all day long, and when it's time to go to bed, it's easy to sleep, and we sleep uninterrupted. That probably was the most surprising thing, even though when you get into the program and you look at the information and go to the sessions, that is a likely result of it. But when it actually happens, that's very different than reading about it or anticipating it.
We just eat better, we feel better, we sleep better, we exercise without at the end of the exercise. Life is just really much better.
Every 6 months now, for the last 3 years, I've been tested, and each time I do the blood lab work, it's better. So I've never been healthier. I wish I'd discovered the program 30 or more years ago.
I hope what this program is doing is making people realize that by choosing the right fuel, by choosing the right nutrients, you can affect real health change and really change the course of your own health. You're in control. I point the way of what you need to do. I try to teach people here's the reason why nutrition does what it does in your body or how it works in your body, and after that it's up to the person. They take those changes and they run with it. When people make these changes 2, 3, 4 years out, they're not talking about a diet that they're on. They're talking about their new lifestyle and how it's an easy thing. And it comes down to fuel your body correctly, and your body is going to respect you back and do the things that you want it to do for you.